Hi, I feel like it's ages since I've started just a normal reading vlog that's going to last over the course of a week, so hello, I've forgotten how to do this, but this is a kind of week-long reading vlog. I reached a point with weekly vlogs where I didn't think I was offering as much value in the vlogs that I was creating anymore, and I wanted to create vlogs that were more purposeful, whether they had reading challenges behind them, whether it was day trips out or just events that I was going to. I just wanted to be able to do a little bit more of that, and so far I've been doing that for like the last month, I think, and I've been enjoying it a lot more. So yeah, that's, if anyone's wondering where the weekly reading vlogs have gone, that's kind of where they went. They've just gone a bit more into dedicated reading vlogs. So the reading vlogs are still here, I'm just doing them slightly differently, but this is going to be one of those, hopefully, dedicated reading vlogs. I'm saying dedicated, I mean more like a challenge reading vlog. So for this vlog, it's currently Thursday. Now, I don't know if I'm going to regret starting this on a Thursday, so I'm going to kind of give myself a day's grace here. Basically, if I do not manage to complete the first day of this challenge today, I'm just going to start it tomorrow instead. I mainly wanted to start this today because today after work I am going to an event in Oxford for Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and I wanted to be able to take you along with me for that. So I thought I would attempt to start this challenge today. I should probably tell you what the challenge is. I keep looking down here because I have this stack of books. So these are all the books that I'm currently reading, whether I am like a couple of chapters in or halfway through. I don't know how this has happened, I'm not gonna lie. Like this is excessive for me. I normally have one audiobook and one physical book on the go at once. I'm gonna blame Yalk, I'm gonna blame my birthday, I'm just gonna blame a general lack of willpower to say no to reading certain books. So that's what we're dealing with. Now, I want to try and read a certain amount of pages each day for the course of a week to try and actually finish some of these books, like one or two, three, I don't know how many I'm going to finish. I'm not expecting to finish all 6 because some of them, such as these two, I am literally only at the start of. So this is Foul Lady Fortune and Book of Night. I'm literally just a couple of chapters into each of these. I don't know why I've done this to myself, but yeah, there's going to be a challenge. I recently did a challenge trying to read 100 pages a day and that went fairly well, so I figured I would just up that a little bit. Don't want to go all the way to 200 because I am still doing things this week. This is why I'm saying I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve this today because I am busy immediately after work. However, I am driving so I can listen to an audiobook in the car, but I'm thinking every day this week, except this week is like, it's a Thursday, so every day from Thursday to next Thursday or Friday to next Friday, depending on how well I do today, I'm going to try and read 150 pages of these books. Well, of one of these books and then another one of these books until I finish these books. So let's go through the books I'm currently in the middle of lightly, because as I said, like, I'm there with Book of Night. This is like the least priority for me. This one is my Patreon book club pick, however, I've only heard bad things about it, so I'm a little bit meh about picking this one up. I've also got Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. I started this right before I went on holiday, realised it was going to be way too big to bring with me on holiday and I was just not doing kind things to my back, so I decided to just press pause on it, and I just haven't picked it back up yet for no real reason. So we have that one. Again, these two are like the least priority for this week because I'm way more further into the other 4. My current audiobook is Threadneedle by Carrie Thomas. I am currently here, so I'm thinking that this one should definitely be one I can finish this week. That would be really great if I could because I'm loving this one. I've also been reading it for a couple of weeks now, I think. I don't really know, time has gone weird for me at the moment. Yalk always throws off anything in my head in terms of dates and reading and plans and what day it even is. So yes, I would like to be able to finish this one. I'm loving this, by the way. One thing that I don't think I realised, well, I definitely didn't realise going into it, and I don't know if anyone watching this is having the same thought, but I didn't realise this wasn't historical. I was convinced it was a historical fantasy, and it's not. It's just the contemporary fantasy. I think the cover definitely makes it look like it's a historical fantasy. There's a Sprayed Pages edition, is it the Goldsborough edition, that's got like the London Eye on the side of the pages, and that obviously marks it as a more modern book, but I didn't know that, so this is not historical, just in case anyone thought the same thing. I enjoy both historical and modern fantasy, but I think I have to be in a mood for each, and I was in the mood for a modern fantasy in this one. It ticks those boxes, it's very good. Another one I am in the middle of, this is the one I would consider to be my most current read, my most current physical read. This is The Animals at Lockwood Manor by Jane Healey. My mum bought me this one for my birthday last week and I just wanted to pick it up straight away. It features animals from the Natural History Museum being brought to a big house in the countryside during the war, and the story of the woman that goes with them to look after them, and I think it's kind of gothic-y, ghost-esque. I haven't really got into that side of it yet, but I'm getting that kind of vibe. I started this one right away because for my birthday I went to Kew Gardens, and the fact that this had kind of museum element to it, that for some reason linked to Kew Gardens in my head, and I just felt like picking it up. So yeah, I've been reading this one, and this one is really, really good. Before I went back to my family home for my birthday for a week, I was nearly finished with Medusa by Jessie Burton, like so nearly finished. But I didn't want to bring this one back with me because it's kind of a chunky, heavy hardback, and I knew that I would read it quite quickly because this is illustrated. So this one, again, I should be quite quick to finishing. And finally, I have The Book Eaters by Sonia Dean. This I am very nearly finished with as well. Actually, in my head that's nearer finished than where the actual page count is, but I actually deliberately put this one down, and that is why, partly why I picked up The Animals at Lockwood Manor, because I knew I wanted to finish this one on camera. This is one that I have been sent by the publishers. I wanted to be able to share my thoughts on it, so deliberately paused this one until filming this vlog. So really, one of the reasons I've got 6 books and not 5 books is this vlog's fault. At least that's what I'm gonna tell myself. So these are the 6 books that I'm gonna be reading this week. I mean, not really. They're the 6 books of which I wish to finish 2 to 3 this week. I think, my predictions, I think I can finish these 4. Medusa I can definitely finish really easily. The Book Eaters I'm loving, so again I can finish that really easily. The Animals at Lockwood Manor I think will be like the last one that I finish because it isn't as quick of a read, but it is very compelling and very atmospheric. And then Threadneedle, I'm listening to the audiobook for that, so I can finish that one quite easily. I have quite a bit of things to do tomorrow where I can just put headphones in, so I'm hoping that I should be able to get through quite a lot of that tomorrow. So that's my predictions for the week. Let's see how it goes. I hope you enjoy this vlog.
So I think like we fall in love with stories of authors' processes, and in the end, like they're nice, but really what matters, I think, are the books. So now I've concurred with myself, and I'll tell you where the idea came from. So I think that I noticed that the first generation of people to play video games as children were now turning into their 40s and 50s. And I just had been asking myself, how did playing games your whole life change the way you experienced the world?
Good evening, I am back from Oxford. I have bought a book, I have read a bit more of my book, and I've just generally had a good evening, so I wanted to tell you about it. The Gabrielle Zevin event was just fantastic. It was an hour-long talk in Blackwell in Oxford in Westgate, and I just absolutely love listening to it. I'm currently writing or editing a book of my own that I have been working on for quite a few years, and it just made me feel really motivated to sit down and just really do it. I have been editing it for quite some time now, and just listening to the way that Gabrielle Zevin spoke about the writing and the process and the kind of time and thought process that it all takes, it just made me feel really motivated and really excited, and also having a real thirst for like consuming amazing literature and just brilliant books as well. I always feel like that when I hear authors talk, be it about their own books or about other books. I just always feel very, very excited to read and to write. So it's left me with all of those feelings. I know people are probably going to ask what the book I'm writing is about. I'm not going to say too much about it other than the fact that it is a middle grade and it is based on some of my own experiences merged with some of those of my sister to try and be an open, honest look at some things that aren't necessarily always plain sailing. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, and I'm kind of excited about it. I really like it. So yeah, that's all I should say on that. Reading wise, I have read 60 pages of Threadneedle during the drive there and back, obviously listening to the audiobook, not actually physically reading it. I love this book so much, it's so good. I have no idea where it's gonna go. There's so many different routes of things that are happening. I just love it and I'm already excited for more from this world. There's a novella out, The Hedge Witch, at the moment, which I think is a prequel to this book, and I believe there's going to be a sequel. I hope there is, because I just think it's fantastic. So I've read 60 pages of this, which means I have 90 pages to read if I want to try and hit my goal today. Obviously I did say I would kind of give myself the grace period of today because I had a lot happening this evening, but I think I might be able to do it. How many pages have I got left of Medusa? Because this is illustrated, it's like a much quicker read. So I'm currently on page 142 of Medusa. There's just over 200 pages of Medusa, so I have about 60 pages left. So if I could read 60 pages of this and finish this tonight, that would leave me with 30 more pages of either Threadneedle or probably the Book Eaters I think I'll go on to next. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do it tonight. I feel like 60 pages for the evening is a good start, so I'm gonna give that a go. It is currently, I don't know what time it is, I took my watch off. What is it? It's 9:30, so I'm gonna get ready for bed now and just chill and be in that kind of chilled state of mind to be able to sit and read, light some candles, make it all cozy, and try and finish Medusa and then read a bit more of the Book Eaters. I also bought a book that I want to show you quickly. So I met my friend Imi tonight to go to this event, so we went for dinner and then we went to Waterstones. Imi is Mythic Reader on Instagram, and I picked up this. This is Skandar and the Unicorn Thief by A.F. Steedman. Now, I would like to entirely blame Jade and Gavin for this purchase because I was watching their Patreon sprints yesterday, and Jade, I think, was reading this yesterday, and Jade and Gavin were talking about it like as Jade was reading it, and it made me want to pick it up. All I know is that it's meant to be like the next Percy Jackson, like the next big thing. That is all I know. There are unicorns in it. I'm excited. I mean, look at that cover. This is sprayed edges as well. It's a signed edition. This is the Waterstones edition, and I just thought, why not pick it up? I'm definitely having a real urge to consume middle grade at the moment. The book that I'm writing is a middle grade, and whilst it's not a fantasy, I just think this sounds really cool, and I just really want to be reading more middle grade. So I picked this up. The tagline on the front says, "A new hero takes flight," and I'm just, it looks epic. It looks really cool. So that's my book haul. That's my reading update, my evening update. And now I'm going to crack on with my goal of 150 pages for today. Just before I do head to get ready for bed, I just wanted to quickly show off this little corner of my lounge because I have redone this a little bit today, and I think in this light it looks super cozy. So this is on my dining table, which I never really use as a dining table to eat anything on, but hey ho, it's here. And I've made a little kind of plant corner. So my mum drew me this really lovely sunflower piece of art for my birthday. I'm going to try and show you the detail, but this is kind of low lighting. There we go. So it's kind of dot and circle art build-up of colours and things to be able to create this really lovely sunflower, and I just love it. I love it next to this yellow wall. I think it just works really well. So I've done a little corner of flowery, naturey vibes, and I've taken some of the books that I had that were basically on my shelf over here. Well, actually, you can't even see it from where I am. On my shelf down here, which is covered by the cushions that I put on my table and chairs outside, I have a load of big non-fiction books. Does anyone remember these? Did anyone have these? I have Dragonology, I think I have Wizardology and Egyptology as well. These were the best. I'm using Pikachu as a table. I'm getting distracted, but hey ho. These were so good. If you had these as a child, let me know in the comments. They were so pretty. I absolutely loved them. Anyway, I am getting off topic. Point being, I have a load of books down there and I never see them, so I decided to move some of them over here. So I've got 125 Years National Geographic, Life on Earth. This is a signed one by David Attenborough because I met him in 2018 and oh my gosh, it was a big fangirl moment for me. So I have a signed David Attenborough. I also have Where to Go and When, which is a Lonely Planet Guide to Travel. My mum got me The Complete Language of Flowers for my birthday. I have another David Attenborough, Life on Our Planet, which actually I am in the middle of, so I probably should have added that to this video of books I'm in the middle of at the moment. I've also got A Spotter's Guide to Countryside Mysteries, which is really cool. It's if you like walking and you live in the countryside, it kind of just identifies things you might just see and walk past and not think much more of, but this kind of tells you what things actually are. And then I have How Not to Kill Your Houseplants, which is pretty useful because I have like 35 houseplants or something by now. So yeah, I've just got this little cute corner. I have Van Gogh here as well because sunflowers, obviously these sunflowers are not a permanent residence, but again, my mum got me those for my birthday. They're kind of not doing too well around this side, but these ones are still good. So yes, this is an unneeded extra tour, but I wanted to show you in this light because I thought it looked really cozy. Also, whilst I'm here, I'm just gonna show you as well that I vaguely rearranged my bookshelves today, not that anyone would know again, but I probably should do an updated bookshelf tour, but I did a little tiny rejig earlier today of my shelves. So I've created kind of a dark academia shelf here. I probably need to get some decoration for this, and also it does bug me that it goes from hardback to paperback, because normally like I have paperbacks and hardbacks on separate shelves, but that's fine. So I have my dark academia shelf here that I wanted to make a thing because I was starting to get a lot more dark academia books than I had room for in like one specific shelf that I already had existing, so I had to kind of clear the space. So I rejigged a little bit, and I've also got this little witchy shelf, which I also cleared space for. So I've basically done a bit of a rejig. I've made more rainbow shelves up here. I don't really know how I've managed to make room for this, but I've got a witchy shelf as well now, so yeah. This has become an accidental shelf tour instead of me just getting ready for bed, but I'm just clearly procrastinating those final 90 pages for the day. So here's my shelf tour, kind of, not really, very brief shelf tour. Would you like an updated bookshelf tour? Because I think I probably need to do that. So anyway, yes, here's my lounge, there's my bookshelves. I'm gonna get ready for bed now. I've smashed my daily goal, I've read 150 pages, I listened to a little bit more of Threadneedle, and I have finished Medusa. So I have smashed my goal for today, which means that I am now officially starting this on Thursday to Thursday, so I will try and read 150 pages a day for 7 days until like next Thursday. It does mean I have to find a place for this to fit, because now I've rejigged my shelves a little bit. I did make a couple of changes to this shelf, not much at all, but this is my general mythology shelf, so this needs to attempt to fit somewhere here. So that's gonna have to happen, because when I was redoing my shelves I didn't really think about the books I was currently reading and therefore were not currently on the shelves, so great. But I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. I liked it, the illustrations are really lovely, the story was really beautifully told, there were some really nice lines, didn't blow me away or anything, which is why it's like sat at 3.5, but I really liked it, I thought it was really nice, and I think that the illustrations accompanied the story very well. Now to fit it somewhere on this shelf. Okay, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought. I've popped it in here. I don't know what I'm going to do when my Lore Olympus Volume 2 arrives, but that's a problem for future Beth. But I just bumped Lore up here to this shelf because that was down here. So yeah, I think it works. I really like this shelf. This is one of my favourites, my mythology shelf. I really love this little candle. I think it looks really cool here. I just generally really like this shelf. This video has turned into like a mini bookshelf tour somehow, but hey, I hope you're enjoying, and I am gonna go to sleep now. Hello, it is Friday. I'm rocking my Spooks Ahoy top from Comic-Con, and I have finished another book. I am well on my way with this challenge. I have already hit my 150 pages for the day. I had a lot of admin tasks to do today, so I was able to finish the audiobook for Threadneedle by Carrie Thomas. I really like this. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. For me, I think it lost out at the end just a little bit because I felt like the conclusion for this story, it just felt a little bit loosely strung together, and it wasn't like everything I was hoping for in the conclusion. However, the journey getting there was fantastic. I mean, it was still a good ending. I still really enjoyed it, gave it 4 out of 5 stars, as I've said, but I think it could have been a little tiny bit better to jump into that 5-star rating for me. But I really like this. It was a good contemporary fantasy, and I'm really glad I read it. I think this was actually on my TBR for the month, which I've been appalling at actually doing this month, but I think this one was on my TBR, so yay! I am 2 books in, and I'm only 2 days in. I realised yesterday that I'm not in the middle of 6 books, I'm in the middle of 7 books, so I'm now in the middle of 5 books, so that's a little bit better. We are 2 books in. The 7th book that I realised I was also in the middle of and would also like to add into this challenge is A Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough. I think I started this right at the start of the year. My mum had read it and told me it was really fantastic and I needed to read it, so picked myself up a copy. I have been gradually listening to the audiobook. The reason I haven't finished this one yet, I think, is because this is very important, it's very poignant. It is, I think, a book that every single person should read if they can, because it's just something that spreads a message that I think we need to listen to and we need to action. But I have not been listening to this unless I'm in like exactly the right headspace to listen to it, because I want to absorb everything, and I also want to very like intently listen to it and really like understand what David Attenborough is saying, because my god, this is important. I just think everyone should read this. It's not a happy read. I mean, it's a pretty shit situation that we've got ourselves in, but it is a situation that we can get ourselves out of, our planet out of. It's something that doesn't have to happen, and this is like a warning of like what we need to do, basically. I could just talk for ages about this book, especially after having heat waves and things this week and seeing the effects of global warming and the fact that every single year we have a new hottest day. I just think that there is a lot we need to do but everybody needs to do it. Everyone needs to get on board, and I think this book is very important in spreading that mission statement and just raising more and more awareness. David Attenborough is somebody that is incredibly well respected. He's somebody I have an incredible respect and admiration for. I know I'm just now sat here praising this book, but it's really, really good. It's one of the books that I'm in the middle of, so I am now, hang on, where am I? I'm 179 pages in, and yeah, given that I've been reading this since January, it's definitely taken me a while. There are pictures in this as well, so I do like having the physical copy whilst also listening to the audiobook. This is one that I would actually like to be able to finish this week because I feel like I've been reading this for a while. I mean, I've been reading this for a very long time. So my physical read is The Book Eaters. I am also reading The Animals of Lockwood Manor, but I am going to be finishing The Book Eaters first, I think, because that one I started first and I'm closer to the end of. I feel like I can probably finish that tonight because I've got Patreon reading sprints tonight after work. I have already hit my 150 page goal for the day, so I am smashing it so far, so I'm feeling the motivation. Once I have finished my audiobook for Life on Our Planet, I don't have another audiobook planned. The books that I am in the middle of, I don't know if any of them are ones I want to listen to as an audio. I might listen to Book of Night as an audiobook, possibly. It's not on SCRIBD, annoyingly, so I will have to buy it elsewhere, but oh no, I can look on my library one. What's that one called? Libby? Hang on, let's have a look. No, they do not have it. They have The Night Raids, A Fatal Night, The Night Widow, The Night Hunter, but not A Book of Night. Okay, I'm gonna keep searching, but yeah, I maybe will do that one as an audiobook. So yeah, that is my plans. Success so far, and I'll catch up with you later. I'm giving many floor updates in this vlog, but hi, it's currently Saturday. It is just about to turn 6. I need to go and do a very mini food shop and also fill up with petrol, but so far I haven't read anything today. I went out with my dad for lunch, which was really nice. I haven't seen him for quite a while, so it was really nice to catch up with him. And I basically just, yeah, I didn't read anything. I was doing content creation this morning, but these are the two books that I'm going to be reading my 150 pages from today. So we have A Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough, which I spoke quite a lot about yesterday. I didn't read any more since speaking to you yesterday, I don't think, so I'm currently on page 179 for that one. And then I read a lot on Patreon sprints for The Book Eaters last night, so I'm now on page 238, so I am very nearly finished with this. This is so good. It's very compelling. It's like the perfect length story to just have enough action to keep you going throughout the whole thing, but not be too long that you feel like it's too stretched out. I think it works really well as this length, because when I first got the book I expected it to be a lot longer, but I'm really liking it. So these two are the ones that I'm hoping to hit my 150 pages with. I'm now questioning if that's even possible. I don't really think I've got a combination of 150 pages left in these books, but I have other books too, obviously. That's the whole point of this challenge, is to be able to try and read as much as possible this week. I've kind of sabotaged myself here. So I was listening to my audiobook whilst I was getting my shopping packed away and things. That was productive. I think I read about 20 pages. I then sat down to watch Stranger Things with dinner. I watched one episode. I backed out of Netflix, was ready to read. The original Jurassic Park film was on, just playing in the background. I left it on for a few minutes. I watched it for a few minutes. A few minutes turned into me watching the whole film. It's now past 10 in the evening and I have 130 pages left to read. So I don't know why I've done this to myself. It's my own fault. I do still intend to attempt to read this 130 pages left to make it 150 pages for today. I don't know why I've done this to myself. It is completely my own making, and I would also like to blame Jurassic Park. I have not watched the whole of that film for so long. Every time it's on TV, it's always the same part with the T-Rex escaping. It's always that part whenever it's on. And it was that part when it was on, but I ended up watching beyond that point. So yeah, I need to read now, really, don't I? I'm still not reading. I'm just distracting myself in many different ways. I'm going to read. It's going to happen. You're currently rested on Pikachu's ass, and I'm slightly worried you're going to fall, but we're going to go with it. So it is now... What time actually is it? Hang on. It's 11:54, so I've been reading for 2 hours. I feel like I should have read more in this time. However, I was reaching the end of The Book Eaters, which had a really cool ending to it. There's a lot of action going on in the last 50 to 60 pages of this book that had me very hooked, and I didn't want to miss any of it because I find when I'm reading heavy action scenes I can go quite quickly with reading them and miss parts because I get too excited about what's going to happen next, and I didn't want to do that with this. So yeah, I definitely think I could have done myself more favours today with reading these 150 pages earlier, but here we are. I did really like this. I did finish The Book Eaters. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was brilliantly done. Whilst it was a lot shorter than I expected, I think this length worked perfectly for the story. I really felt like we got a good history of the characters. We got to know them from flashbacks, and the way the narrative flicked between the past and the present was really good. Just generally, I think the storytelling aspect was fantastic. I love that it was a book about books. I love the concept of the book eaters and the fact that whatever they consume, what books they consume that knowledge as well. So if they want to learn a new language, they can read a dictionary in that language and they consume an understanding of the words and the translation of that language, which is really cool. So yeah, generally I really liked this. At its heart, this is about a mum trying to protect her son, who is a mind eater among book eaters. So most of the people within this community, there's multiple different families, and they are all book eaters, and then sometimes there is a mind eater born who can eat people's minds instead of books, and they need to eat minds to survive, unless they have this special drug that cures them. So this is about her trying to protect her son, who has been born a mind eater, and she's trying to get this special drug to help him and just try and basically give him the freedom and the life that she wants him to be able to have. So I thought it was great. I loved it. I loved the writing. I loved the setting. There was a couple of spots around me that this was set in, which was really cool to read about as well. And just generally a really good read. I would highly recommend pre-ordering this. When does it come out? Is it September? Yes, it is September this comes out. Would definitely highly advise checking this one out, giving it a pre-order. It was so much fun. It was definitely an epic kind of story, so I would highly recommend it. So recommendation of this book aside, I have not yet hit my goal with reading more of this. So I listened to a little bit more of the David Attenborough book, I read a bit more of this, but I think that took me up to like 90 something, the early 90s of pages read. So I am now continuing on with The Animals at Lockwood Manor, which is my next physical read. I am currently 136 pages into this. I think I have about 30 to 40 pages left before I hit my 150 page goal for today, and honestly I am struggling. I am sleepy, so I think what I'm gonna go and do is just get myself ready for bed, but like wash my face. I might have a shower and just wake myself up a little bit, because I really want to be able to finish the goal for today. I feel like I've done really well already, and so far I've finished a book a day, which has been awesome, and I really want to be able to continue that and finish, well, not finish this book, but like finish the goal for the day. I need to get up to page 169, or I listen to a little bit more of David Attenborough and obviously read a little bit more of this as well, and that hopefully will be able to get me there. But I am really liking this. This has very much a gothic element to its storytelling, and it's really giving me Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier vibes. We're mainly following Hetty, who has come to this manor with the animals from the Natural History Museum during the war, so she's there to look after them, and there is definitely something slightly creepy going on here. I don't really know if it is meant to be a kind of horror-y type of book, but it definitely has that kind of gothic element at the moment that I'm getting the vibes of, so I'm excited to see where that goes. Also, I'm really rooting for this to have a sapphic romance in it, because the main character is getting to know the daughter of the person who runs this manor, and I'm just sensing there might be something there, so I'm really hoping that that transpires as well. So I'm liking this a lot. Really enjoyed The Book Eaters, still obviously enjoying A Life on Our Planet. Well, enjoying feels like the wrong word for that one, but it's very informative and I'm finding it a really, really interesting read. And I will smash this goal, but I'm gonna go wake myself up a little bit now and read my last 30 something or other, 40, I don't even know what it is. I probably should actually check that, but it's a page 169 I have to get to, and I'm on page 136 at the moment, so I'm getting there. We're not far. It's 33 pages. I'm gonna do it. This vlog has just become sofa updates, but I have made some more progress in this book. I haven't yet hit my 150 pages yet, but I am nearing it. I have about 20 pages left. I know I said I was going to go shower and like wake myself up a little bit, but that has not happened. I am still incredibly sleepy, but I feel very determined to hit this goal tonight. But I just wanted to drop in with 2 quick moments that I have just read. So I definitely think this is sitting within the gothic horror genre. I have gone into this not knowing anything other than the blurb, and I know I could look up on Goodreads if it's a gothic horror, but I'm quite enjoying just discovering that for myself in the writing style and the atmosphere. But we've just had a moment that has kind of revealed something that has made that a little clearer to me, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. Also, we have had a moment where one of the characters has brushed something off the other character's face, and they've had like a lingering pause whilst doing so, and it's just definitely giving me this slow burn romance vibe. So if this doesn't end up being a romantic relationship between these 2 women, I'm going to be real disappointed, because I think it's really setting itself up for it, and I think it would be a really nice thing to see from these 2 characters, because they both have kind of different loneliness is going on for them. I think they could really find something in each other. But yes, I will let you know more of my thoughts on this tomorrow and whether I hit my goal. I did. I'm gonna hit the goal. Like, I've literally got 20 pages left, but yes, I'm determined. I'm enjoying it. It's very good. I did it. I hit my 150 page goal. I have read a little bit more of the animals at Lockwood Manor. I now have about 150 pages left, so I'd imagine that I will probably be finishing this tomorrow with tomorrow's page goal. I would imagine I will also finish my David Attenborough book tomorrow as well. So far, finishing a book a day, it's a successful challenge, and I'm pleased that I've read my 150 pages. Very tired now, so I'm going to bed. Good morning. Today I have 3 goals. Goal number 1 is to finish sorting out my balcony. Yesterday I took away the fairy lights that I had around here, and I've got new ones arriving today, but they had broken, I think, in the storm that we had a good couple of months ago. They kind of disconnected somewhere and half the lights, if not more than that, weren't actually turning on. So I sorted them out, cleared out a load of cobwebs. I've also cleared out the debris from these plants here. Unfortunately, not that you can really see where they were, but my potted plants in the corners here, they just weren't doing well at all. I'd cut them back, I tried to give them more life, but despite the fact that they were perennial, I don't think they liked being in a pot or needed to be like planted in the ground. So it's very hard to find plants that will suit a balcony, but I'm gonna have a look to try and get some new plants and just kind of finish the balcony off, because this is the kind of season that I'm going to be using the balcony the most. So that is goal number 1. Goal number 2 is to, of course, hit my 150 page goal for the day. I haven't read anything yet. I have downloaded the Book of Night audiobook because of goal number 3 for the day, but I've downloaded that audiobook, so I will be listening to that. I will be finishing off A Life on Our Planet, and I will be reading some more of the animals at Lockwood Manor. I did manage to hit my page goal last night, but very, very late, and I do not intend to do that again today. Like, I intend to hit the page goal, just not that late. Goal number 3 is I am going to be going on a hike today that is going to be about 2 hours, 4-ish miles. I've plugged it in to be near where I'm going to the garden centre to pick up soil and bits for the balcony, so hopefully it should be a fairly decent round trip, and I'll be back like within good time to still sit down and read for a lot of today, because I really need to. I was going to do a stream today on Twitch. I don't know yet whether I will be doing that or not. I think it depends how long everything else takes me, but it's a really nice day out. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell if it's just gonna come across as really overexposed, but it's very sunny, blue skies. It's the kind of weather that I want to go out for a walk in and just be outside, so that is a priority for me. 2 of my goals involve being outside, so I'm gonna crack on with those things, and I will read this 150 pages. I think the audiobook is definitely gonna help me today. I've accidentally stumbled across this absolutely huge forest area that I never knew was here. This is about a 15-minute drive from my flat. I will definitely be coming back here. I have been using this app today called Komoot. It's K-O-M-O-O-T, I think it's spelt. And it basically allows you to plug in your region, and it allows you to select walks for your county, and it's free to use as long as you're just using like your region, otherwise you have to pay for like a worldwide access. But it gave me this walk route, and I am really pleased it did, because I just didn't know this was here. My grandma used to live very near here, and she also didn't know this was here. This would be a great dog walking spot if I had a dog. I wish I had a dog. Every time I come for a walk I wish I had a dog, but unfortunately it would not suit my lifestyle. But it would be a great dog walking spot. But I just love it. I love the tree canopies. It's so pretty. It's such a nice day as well, and there's a lot of shade, so it's not too hot. I was listening to Book of Night a little bit, but honestly I just want to listen to all of this. I don't want to have headphones in, so I took them out and stopped. But I did finish A Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough. It's a fantastic book. It's 5 stars. It's invaluable in what it offers. It just needs to be read or listened to by everybody and absorbed by everybody, and we need to make these changes. It's an incredibly important book, and it was fantastic. So yes, I have read a very tiny bit today, but not too much yet. I did get plants, I'll show you all of that later, and I'm just going to enjoy my walk for now. This is the view I had whilst talking to you in that vlog clip, and it's just beautiful. I absolutely love being in nature like this. It just makes me feel so happy, so calm. It's so gorgeous. The way the light is hitting this right now looks like something straight out of Tolkien's world, because oh my gosh, I just love it here. It's so beautiful. I mean, seriously, this is just fresh out of Mirkwood. Can you see the leaves falling back there as well? It's just, what a nice day. What a beautiful, beautiful day. If you're someone that enjoys walking, but you don't really like being in these kind of big spaces on your own, which is very, very understandable, because there's not really anyone around me for a few miles here. It is very woodlandy, very secluded. So if you do feel like that and you're a bit nervous, some of the things that I do to make me feel less nervous about that is I always share my location with my friends so they can see where I am. I let them know what I'm doing, or with family, like just anybody. I also have a whistle on me that's like an emergency whistle if I got lost, or obviously if there was a situation that I was not happy being in, I have the whistle. I also have this, which for me makes me feel a lot safer. I don't know whether it makes me a lot safer, but it makes me feel safer because it's a long pointy stick. So I have that if I need it for any particular reason. So those are just a few of my tips if you are somebody that would like to try and do more things like this, but you're not too keen doing them on your own. I wouldn't really be able to do much of this if I didn't do it on my own, because in the immediate area of people that live around me, not many of my friends that live in this area like doing this kind of thing. So it's kind of do it on my own or don't do it. So I wanted to be able to find a way that I was happy doing it solo. Someone's made a bench, which is fab, to look over this amazing view. The bench, she holds up. It's actually properly like screwed together and everything. Someone has spent time doing this, and it's definitely worth it for this beautiful view. I have actually brought the animals at Lockwood Manor with me, so I might sit and just read for a few minutes. Okay, I've rejoined civilization a little bit now. If I see a pub, I may go in and get myself a nice cold Coke and a bowl of chips. That sounds good to me. I don't know if there is going to be a pub before I get back to my car, but I've still got like another 2 miles left of the walk, so fingers crossed. I've now progressed to feeling like I'm in the part of Lord of the Rings when Sam and Frodo are travelling to Bree, and Sam says that this is the furthest away from the Shire he's ever been. I feel like that is now where I'm at. My balcony's finished. I have sorted the whole thing out. I'm really pleased. Got these new fairy lights. I've got the plants all sorted as well now. I love this one. And then yeah, everything's done. I'm pretty sure it's about to tip it down with rain, so I'm gonna bring these cushions in, but I'm really pleased with it. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like in the evening. I don't know if the lights will have enough solar power from today to properly show, but if they do, I will let you know what it looks like, and if not, then I will let you know what it looks like tomorrow night. But I'm really pleased with it. It's looking good. I am very ready to crash for the night now. It is currently 7 p.m. and I have had a really busy but also chill day. Like, the things I've been doing have been relaxed things. That walk ended up being just over 4 miles, and I was very ready to see my car, and I then stopped off at a pub on the way back home to have a bowl of chips and a Coke, which was just perfect. It was exactly what I needed at that point. It was quite warm out today, but I was pretty much in the shadow for most of it. But oh my gosh, I really, really appreciated a nice cold Coke. I didn't listen to much of my audiobook whilst I was walking. I did sit and read for a little bit. I read a little bit more of The Animals at Lockwood Manor. I also read a little bit of this whilst I was at the pub. So I have read, I think, about 20 to 30 pages of this today. I have left, hang on, I have about 130 pages left. I'm really liking this and I'm very intrigued to see which direction it goes in. I did also start the audiobook for Book of Night today. I don't know how I feel about this one yet. I've heard a lot of negative things about this and that people don't really like it very much. I did DNF The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, so hopefully that doesn't indicate my thoughts and feelings towards this one yet, but I'm about 100 pages into this and honestly at the moment I don't really have feelings either way. Like, it's fine. I'm enjoying the modern references such as BuzzFeed and references to Patreon as well in this, which is quite enjoyable, but generally I'm not really that gripped by the story, which is the issue that I had with The Cruel Prince. I didn't really feel like I cared that much about any of the characters in The Cruel Prince, so I don't feel quite exactly the same about this. Like, I do like the characters a little more, but it hasn't hooked me yet, but I also don't have like any negative feelings about it. It's just very neutral at the moment. So combined with this and also finishing A Life on Our Planet, my current page count is up to 124. So I need to just read a little bit more of one of these tonight and then I've hit my 150 page goal for the day. I feel like this challenge is going pretty well. I have so far finished 3 or 4 books. How many books have I finished now? Hang on. I finished Threadneedle, A Life on Our Planet. What else did I finish? This is great. This is going well. The Book Eaters. Was that it? Have I finished 3? I feel like I finished 4. What else did I finish? Medusa. I also finished Medusa. Okay, so I have finished a book a day. We're on day 4. I have finished 4 books. I'm hoping that I will then be able to finish another book tomorrow. I'm thinking probably The Animals at Lockwood Manor, although actually I have quite a lot of time driving tomorrow. I'm going to a work meeting tomorrow with a client, so I could well get quite a bit of a way through this. I don't know, but so far this challenge is going well. It's setting out what it set out to achieve. It's achieving what it set. What's the sentence there? It's achieving what it set out to achieve. I'm finishing the books that I was in the middle of reading, so that's a good thing. I feel good about my balcony being done. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing it all lit up at night because it's solar powered. I don't know if they've had enough sunlight for the day, like because I only just set half of it up with the lighting, but I'm excited to see it tonight or tomorrow night. But I'm just gonna chill now, watch a bit of Stranger Things, read a little bit more later. I will sign off for the day and I will catch up with you tomorrow. For anyone wondering what my balcony looks like at night, here we have all the lovely lights. I really love it. It looks so cozy. I just want to keep my curtains open to be able to keep looking at it. I love this thing. I wasn't really sure like whether this would fit with it or not, but I think it does. It kind of looks like a giant dandelion, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. My little lantern down there, I really like it. Hello, this is the face of somebody that's going into the office for half a day for the first time in 2.5 years today. I have not been into the office since the pandemic started. I forgot how to dress for the office, I forgot how to prep, had to get up early and work out like new timings for the day. It's completely thrown me after 2.5 years of working from home, but I'm going in for half a day for a client meeting today. I will listen to my audiobook on the way there and back. It's quite a long drive, so that will give me quite a few pages listened to, hopefully towards my 150 page goal, and then I will update you on my thoughts and feelings and progress later. This is my current setup. I am absolutely knackered today. I did not sleep well last night, but I have so much stuff to do. I am making good progress with this book. I am this far through. Did I start this yesterday? I can't actually remember when I started this, but this is Book of Night. I still feel very meh about it. Like, it's fine. I have average views. I just don't really have any strong yes or no views, so yeah, this is happening. I listened to a lot of this on my car ride to and from my client meeting today with work, so that was good. I am now on Patreon sprints. I have a crap ton of stuff to be doing today, so I haven't actually started reading yet, but I have, well actually no, that's a lie, I have been, because I've been listening to the audiobook for this whilst I've been doing a couple of things that I can listen whilst doing. So yes, this is my current setup. I have so much to do, so little time to do it, so I'm gonna crack on. I have finished my 5th book of the week. What? I've also hit my 150 page goal today. I've smashed that goal. I think I've read like maybe 250 pages because I listened to a lot of Book of Night today and then read a lot of this on Patreon reading sprints this evening. I really liked this. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was a really, really good wartime gothic horror. It also had romance in it. It had sapphic romance. I got the sapphic romance that I was hoping we would get from this. I just really loved it. I thought it was really atmospheric. It was certainly slower paced, but I think if you are a fan of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, this definitely has aspects and fleckers of inspiration from that story. I think it definitely gave me Rebecca vibes. I just thought it was done in a really nice, atmospheric, beautifully written, but not too heavy in style kind of way. So whilst it is slower in pacing, I don't think that makes it harder to read. I just think it kind of works with the gothic horror atmosphere. Generally, gothic horrors are slower in pacing, so really it just fit really well into the genre, and I really liked it. I am now, as I say, 5 books into this challenge. I have 2 more, like, to either finish or at least be nearly finished with, to have then completed the kind of goal I set out to achieve here. So I'm nearly finished with Book of Night, which I'd imagine I'll finish tomorrow, which means I literally would have finished a book pretty much every day. Yeah, every day of this challenge. I don't think I will finish Foul Lady Fortune by the end of the week, but that is the other book that I'm currently reading, or have at least started a little bit. But generally, I feel a big weight off of my shoulders for having been able to read as much as I have this week, because I think the main goal for me was to just kind of get my currently reading pile down to a much lower number, because it normally is a much lower number, and I just kind of had started all these different books and I don't know why, but I hadn't been finishing any, and I feel like I've achieved that so far. It's only Monday, I'm feeling good about the rest of the week. I feel like I'm on track to keep hitting this 150 page goal, hopefully. I'm excited to read Foul Lady Fortune because I've only got about 30-50 pages into that before I went on holiday and didn't continue with it because it was too bulky to bring with me, so I'm excited to read that again and get back into that world because I really enjoyed Chloe Gong's initial duology, so I'm looking forward to being back with some of the characters from that first duology. But I'm gonna finish off my Patreon sprints now, get ready for bed, and then read a little bit more in bed. But yes, this was really good. 5 books in. Yay! I really should be reading my 150 pages for the day, but instead I'm streaming Pokemon. Well, I'm about to start streaming Pokemon. I will read. I have read a little bit via my audiobook, about 60 pages, and I still need to properly start Foul Lady Fortune, but I'm getting there. Good evening. It is the 6th day of this challenge, and I have just finished my 6th book! I've finished Book of Night by Holly Black. What? I don't know how I've managed to read a book a day so far, but I'm still continuing the book a day trend. I have given this 3 out of 5 stars. It was, as I said throughout reading this, pretty average. I didn't have any big feelings either way of it being positive or negative. I did like the characters the more I got to know them. I enjoy morally grey characters as opposed to cookie cutter perfect type of characters, and these characters are definitely morally grey. I also really like when there's a supportive network of family and friends around people to look after them and just to kind of support them in any way that they may need it throughout the book, and this also had that, so I liked that. So generally I did like things to do with the characters. I just felt like for me the plot, it didn't blow me away. I thought it was pretty average. I didn't think it was particularly anything mind-blowing, and yeah, it was fine. It was just fine. This is my current Patreon book club pick, and I feel like we're not going to have a great deal to discuss because I just feel like there isn't enough in this to create conversation out of, so oops, but hey ho, I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it. It's a 3-star. It's a solid middle ground book for me. So yes, I have now finished this, which is my 6th book. I have read half, nearly, or just over half of my 150 pages for today, which means that I have the rest of them to read with Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This is set 10 years after, I think. I don't know why I'm looking at the back, there's no blurb, it's an arc. I think it's set 10 years after the events of These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong, which is a duology that is set in 1920s Shanghai, and it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling. I loved it. The last book was so fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this one. I did start this one just before going on holiday, and from what I had read, it was not a light read. It was quite political and definitely heavy in places. However, the other duology was like that in places, and it made it just feel brilliantly real, and like you just felt like there was so much at play and there was so much that the characters were fighting for. So I assume we're going to kind of get that with this one as well. So I need to read 67 pages of this tonight, which is, it should be fine, that should be doable. However, one, I think I kind of need to start this-ish again, which kind of defies the point of this challenge, because obviously this is me trying to finish all the books that I am currently reading, and I'm currently only, I think I'm 38 pages? Yeah, I'm 38 pages into this, where I started it before going on holiday, and I can only remember a vague bit of the very start, so I'm gonna have to either just kind of skim over to remind myself and hope that that triggers my brain, or actually just reread the first 38 pages again. So I'm gonna have to do that, which I suppose maybe if I did that, then that would mean I get to my 60, whatever I said it was, 67 page goal quicker possibly? I don't know. Now I should sit and read for tonight, but I've currently just put on the second Jurassic World film because my mum and I are going to see the third one tomorrow after work. So I've put on the second one because it's been a while since I've seen that. I don't think I've seen it since it was on at the cinema. It's currently 9:20 in the evening, and obviously I do need to actually read 67 pages of this tonight, and I don't want to leave it too late because it's not a light book to read. It's also quite a tall book, and I think those 67 pages are going to take me a little bit longer to read, but I really want to watch this film as well. I may end up watching half of this film and then watch the other half tomorrow before I go to the cinema, because our showing's later. However, I don't know what that means for tomorrow's page goal, because tomorrow's my final day of this challenge. I'm at the cinema for like my key reading time. I don't know. I want to be able to finish the 150 pages both today and tomorrow, so I'm going to do my best. I don't quite know what that's going to look like yet, but I will of course let you know how it goes. I'm going to watch a little bit of this film. I'm going to read. It's going to be good. It's fine. It'll all be fine. This is all very dramatic. It's just a fun reading goal, but still, I like it. It motivates me. I enjoy setting myself fun goals like this. I enjoy creating vlogs like this. So hopefully you're enjoying this vlog, even though it's pretty much like the length of a film, I think, or something. A short film, maybe. I don't know. I haven't edited the full thing yet, but I've seen all the footage together and it's quite long. So I really hope you're enjoying it so far. And yeah, thanks for watching. 2 days left, kind of. One and a bit days left. Can I do it? I genuinely didn't expect to be able to do this tonight because I ended up watching the whole of Jurassic World #2, whatever the actual name of the film is. But I read my 67 pages. I'm gonna go to bed now, but I'll give you thoughts on this in the morning. Hello, it is the final day of this challenge. It is Wednesday. I have been doing this for 7 days now, and the final read I will be attempting to read my 150 pages from, kind of final read combined with my new audiobook, is Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. So I read 67 pages, or I read 70 pages of this last night. I haven't read anything yet today. I am also going to the cinema later today, and I ended up watching the whole of the second Jurassic World film last night. So I have kind of helped myself tonight because I was going to watch that before I go to the cinema tonight, but I now have that time free, so I hopefully will be able to read tonight. But that did mean that last night I was quite up against it getting these final few pages read. But I can say that for me this has kind of reached that point where it's become a bit easier to read. So I first started this about 2 months ago and I got up to page 38. I decided to start again and read what I'd already read because I couldn't really remember it enough. And again, I had the same kind of feeling that it was quite heavy and that there was a lot to take in up until the page 38 point. But then once I progressed past that point, which I think was chapter 4. So once I got past into chapter 4, I then found the writing style, or like not necessarily that the writing style got easier, but that I got into the flow of the writing style and the flow of the story a little bit more, because this world does have a lot of political elements to it. There's 2 rival gangs and there's a lot of things to do with that as well. And I just feel like I've kind of got into the flow of it now. So I'm enjoying this. I'm excited to continue with this. We've had a couple of other mentions of characters from the first duology, so I'm excited to see more mentions, hopefully, of them, and maybe see some more people from the first duology. I have also started a new audiobook. I have started Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. So this is on my August TBR, which means I am starting it a little bit early, but it was available on SCRIBD, so I thought I would just give it a go because I didn't have an audiobook. Now I finished Book of Night. So far I have read 42 pages, which is not much, but I have been able to listen to a little bit today whilst I've been doing admin bits. I will be listening to this on the drive to the cinema because I'm meeting my mum in between the two of us, so I'm not just walking to my normal cinema. So yes, this is my audiobook at the moment. I'm enjoying it so far. It's a rather beautiful writing style and it feels very Fable-esque. I really like it when books have that kind of element to them. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea felt like that as well, which I really enjoyed. This edition is so pretty. This is the Fairy Loot edition, which is just gorgeous. So these are the 2 books that I will be reading today. Obviously not finishing either of them. This will be the only day of this vlog I don't finish a book unless I have some intense reading ability, which is just, I'm not going to finish either of these today, and that's fine. I'm not trying to. But I hope you're enjoying this vlog so far. This is, as I said, the final day, so I will let you know whether I complete the challenge at the end of the day. Okay, it's currently Wednesday evening. I'm just about to leave to go to the cinema. I have read 63 pages of Daughter of the Moon Goddess via the audiobook. I haven't yet read anything of Foul Lady Fortune. I am really liking this. I would like to obviously read some physical pages today of Foul Lady Fortune because Daughter of the Moon Goddess wasn't on my TBR for this week. However, I wanted to pick up an audiobook. I'm going to listen to it on the car ride to the cinema, so hopefully I should be able to hit my 150 page goal for the final day of this challenge. I will let you know later whether I achieve it. I did intend to read after finishing work, but I ended up getting really, really busy with editing a video and just doing lots of other content bits, so I didn't have time to do that, but I will definitely be trying very hard to hit this 150 page goal. I think it depends how much I can listen to in the car and then what time I get back as to how awake I'm going to be to then read more of Fat Lady Fortune, but I will let you know at the end of the day how I did. Good evening, it is Wednesday night and I am here to give you my final update for this vlog. I know that this has been a really, really long vlog, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I just wanted to do a fun challenge vlog, and as I said, I'm not doing the weekly vlogs in the way I used to, so it was quite fun to be able to do one over the past week with this challenge element. So of course I've been at the cinema this evening. I enjoyed Jurassic World. I was expecting it to be a lot worse than it was. I think the start didn't have as many big dinosaur moments as I was hoping for, but the middle and end did, and I liked it. It was fun. I don't ever go into those films expecting a huge amazing plot. I just kind of go in because it's fun and there's giant dinosaurs, and I got both of those things, so I enjoyed it. So I listened to Daughter of the Moon Goddess in the car on the way there and the way back, and then I got back and read a little bit more of Foul Lady Fortune, and I can confirm that's meant to be a drum roll. I have read my 150 pages for the day, more of Daughter of the Moon Goddess than of Foul Lady Fortune. But I have still read a little bit of this one today, and yeah, I've been getting stuck into Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I'm 130 or 40 pages into that one, and I'm really liking it so far. I think the pacing for Daughter of the Moon Goddess is really good. I'm really enjoying that, and I think that's meant I felt quite compelled to keep picking it up to listen to today. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying that. I am, of course, still enjoying Foul Lady Fortune. I'm gonna go read this in bed now and just read a couple more pages, but I have read 150 pages today. I thought there would be one day this week where I wouldn't complete this challenge for a day, but no, I've managed to read 150 pages a week, a day, a week, wait, what? 150 pages a day for a week, for 7 days. I started last Thursday, so this is the 7th day of this challenge. I think, is it 6 books that I finished? Can I even remember what 6 books I finished? Threadneedle, Medusa, The Animals at Lockwood Manor, Book of Night. Oh no, can I not remember the other books that I finished? The Book Eaters, and something else. What was the 6th book that I finished? It was Life on Our Planet, David Attenborough. That was kind of added on later onto the TBR, but I'm really glad that I finished that one because I was reading that since January, so that was really good as well. I read some good books over the last week, and I have managed to get my currently reading pile down to just these two: Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which is over there, which is why I'm nodding over there, and Foul Lady Fortune, which is much more manageable. That's normally how I have my currently reading pile. I can only have one physical and one audiobook, so now I've whittled it back down to that. I don't know how it got to the point where I was reading so many at once, but I have managed to curb it. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you have been reading this week. Subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. You can also find links down below to my Patreon, where I do lots of extra content, and also my online digital shop. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.